how to send and receive SSTV with your sound card with G6P&H.
For our first attempt at transmitting, what I'll show you is using a mobile phone. There's an app that you can download and it's simply called SSTV encoder, and you get an image like that if you can see it on the screen. You can change the background pressing a button up there. We can choose any background we want. I don't know if you can see that clearly on there or not. The advantage of this is you can actually use it mobile. Simply, if you get yourself a headphone jack with a headphone jack on the other side, and then if you get yourself a Quansheng, a Bofeng, the microphone sockets are both the same size. So it's easy. All we have to do is turn on the radio, select 144.500. We then select the play on the SSTV encoder, like that, and then we press transmit on the PTT. Okay. And it's as simple as that. I'll just show you some images now of me working portable. And okay, I work nearby, the signals aren't brilliant, but it's still fun to be able to take a photograph, transmit it as CCTV as a CQ. So, what about receiving, I hear you say? Well, transmitting and receiving at the same time requires you to use both ports on the side of the radio. For this next example, what I've got is a Yaesu FT4X. I like using this one because the sound quality is quite good on it. So I've got myself a little yeah, very makeshift indeed. What I've got on that end of a 4-point jack plug, that's going to go into a laptop, or it can go into your mobile phone if your mobile phone will take it, but I'm just going to give you a word of warning in that not all of these plugs are exactly the same. That is a more modern one, and if you look very carefully, I don't know if you can see, but the length is slightly different. Now I bought this one deliberately to take for my mobile phone. I pushed it in. I think I pushed it in too far because now that shorter one won't work. So that's just a word of warning for you. The idea would be, and it does work, it plugs into your laptop. You've then, there we go, let me get the right leads. You've then got one for your microphone, and as that comes out of the other end, it's going to go into the yellow for the laptop. You've then got one for your output, and in that case it's going to go into the white, which will then go into the laptop. The switch then just breaks the microphone up. You can use the Vox on this particular one, but I've chosen not to, so then I've got a bit more control. The problem with having the Vox on is you need to turn the Vox on and off as well, so you might as well have a switch for what it's worth. So the switch here is just a simple toggle switch inside, and it disconnects the microphone completely and reconnects it back up when you want to transmit. And that simply then slots into both the speaker output and the microphone. Now with the Yaesu, the sizes of the sockets and the plugs are the other way round to both the Baofeng and the Quansheng. When we're ready to transmit, all we do is bring the picture up. Like I say, this will also go into your mobile phone if you wanted. It doesn't have to go into your laptop. Bring the picture up, we press TX to transmit, press the toggle switch, off we go. So please just take a minute to click that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Now for the third and final one for this video, we're going to use an FT2900. And the FT2900 works quite well and quite simply. From the back, you plug in a stereo plug, 3.5mm jack, and we bring it straight in to another adapter. I love using these adapters because it means you can mess with them quite easily and it doesn't affect the quality at all. So we're coming out to the back and we're going to go into the white one in this case, but then to get the audio in, we're going to go directly into the microphone. Okay. Now the microphone is set up so that you can do cloning on 3 of the pins, but on the other 3 pins it's quite simply a microphone in and a press to talk. So I bought this as a spare microphone cable. I can just simply plug it in. I've then got a little bit of a job going on there, and quite simply all I've got is the press to talk switch on and off, and the other 2 ways are going directly into the microphone, into there, into your laptop, and it's as simple as that. Now let me just show you some of these in operation. So what I will do now is I will go back, I'll show you the handheld working in operation, and I'll show you the FT2900 actually working. In the next video what we'll do is we'll have a look at the FT991A and see how we can set that up to work via the USB. But what I've got for this one is the FT2900. The audio for it going into the laptop is simply coming out of the speaker at the back. So I've just put a stereo jack plug in. It's going right through and right into your laptop. The input then is the little cable I showed you earlier, the replacement cable, with just the microphone connected up and then the press to talk disconnecting and connecting. So what I'm going to simply do is I'm just going to give out a CQ call and then I'm going to pick it up on the SDR just to make sure that it's working, and then we'll sit and we'll see if anybody does reply. At this time of the day it's unlikely, but you never know your luck. So what we simply do is we make sure we're on the right frequency, 144,500. We'll just make sure nobody is actually transmitting at the moment, so we're not receiving anything. There's nothing showing on the radio's display. So we'll go straight into transmit, and then the TX button to transmit the data. It'll just take a minute or 2, so we'll just sit here and watch it. We should also be able to watch it coming up on the SDR, so we know that we're sending out a decent signal at the right frequency. Now we're coming up to the end of the transmission. We can see the little line coming down to the bottom. The yellow bar will disappear and the TX button will pop out. When both of those happen, now we can stop transmitting because it's given out its call sign, which should be your call sign if you set it properly, and it's finished its transmission, so we turn the power off completely, and it's as simple as that. So the last thing to remember from all that, and the last thing to know, is your working frequency. It's 144 decimal 500. That technically is the calling frequency. You can then move up to 144525 if you need to, if it's busy. But generally speaking, most people stay on 144 decimal 500. So good luck with that, enjoy, and until next time, 73s.